And last but not least, the Freemax M Pro 2. Now this tank is a lot different to the other two. It's bottom airflow, and it really produces big clouds. If that's what you're after, definitely give the Freemax Pro a go. And don't get me wrong, it's still got great flavor, but it's definitely a different style sort of flavor. It's hard to explain, but it's not like a wet sort of vapor that sits on your tongue. It's quite different. The coil selection is great. You got singles, which are 40 to 70 watts, and then quads, which are 90 to 120. So you don't really get that in the sub-ohm too often, you know, hitting at 120 watts, and it hits hard. It really hits hard. The flavor too it's intense. Oddly, not too sure on why, but there's two different sort of packagings. Definitely, I recommend the black ones. They seem to be a lot better. And yeah, if you're after that big clouds, big hits, definitely get the quads. If not, you can still just get the singles, 40 to 70, and they're still quite nice as well. And Freemax, what they did is quite smart. They brought out the metal edition. This is the original, and yeah, the metal edition, they really stepped it up. They brought in a locking system, so you actually got to lift it and then slide, so it doesn't open up in your pocket. I'm sure you're all familiar, if you have ever owned a slide tank, you got your vape in your pocket, and then all of a sudden you got juice coming down the side of your leg. Not very pleasant, but with that locking system, it's amazing, and you can refill that you can do that in the car, one hand driving. Don't recommend it, but it's definitely the best refill system out of the three. Now let me show you the clouds off this. Massive, and the flavor is great. It's really good. Build quality, top quality. You can really chain vape this. The coils can withstand that. The coils in this are quite sturdy. It's quite loud airflow. I mean, if you're gonna be picky, it doesn't really bother me, but it's definitely a con for some. Bottom airflow, that's a con for some. It doesn't bother me because this tank does not leak. I mean, if you, like pretty much any tank, if you stop using it, you put it away for a week, and you left juice in there, it's gonna leak. So if you're not using your tank anymore, take the coil out, take the juice out, pack it away. Don't leave the juice in there, it's gonna leak. But besides that, no, this is never gonna leak on you. Same as the other two tanks. And like I said with the coils, it's a bit odd, and it's just, they're not consistent, you know, like if you got these or these, they're different. Can't really be having that, so that's definitely a con. Even though you're hitting at 100 watts, doesn't seem to drain the juice too bad. And yeah, it's 5mm, doesn't look like 5mm, it looks much bigger, but these coils are massive. I'll show you these, see if I can get it to focus on these, because yeah, they are massive coils. And yeah, so definitely a different style tank to the other two. If you're after clouds, this is the one to go. I've tried the Valerian Pro, the Valerian Pro 2, gave that a go for a while, ended up switching back to this. So if you're deciding between those two, definitely recommend the Freemax. And yeah, that's the Freemax. Now I'll go over all three, which ones are my favorite.